This is the Federal Retirement Experts Podcast with your host, Gregory Jameson.
Hello and welcome in to Federal Retirement Experts. Glad to have you on the show for the first ever episode of the show. I'm Ben George, along with Gregory Jameson, who is a retirement coach and the Vice President of Federal Retirement Experts. Gregory, welcome in. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Yeah, it's great to catch up with you, and I'm looking forward to the show. We're going to get into a lot of stuff that you do day to day and how you help federal employees with that retirement process and their benefits and that sort of thing. But today I kind of want to make it more of a foundational episode for people that are, finding the show or getting to know you. This will kind of lay the groundwork for what's to come, right? So I want to talk a little bit about your business today, learn a little bit about you personally, but also kind of learn more about the people you work with and what someone can expect from the show. So sound like a pretty good way to kick things off?
That's perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Awesome. Well, let's just start off then from the business perspective of things. What does a retirement coach mean to you?
So a retirement coach, we do something a little unique. We have a specific market that we work with, and that's federal employees. So federal employees have specific benefits that they're not always very clear on. So the first thing that we do with working with federal employees is we of course gather information and put a financial report together for them. Their benefits can be confusing. There's healthcare, long-term care, there's group life insurance, there's survivor benefits, there's TSP, the list goes on. So they can be complicated, and federal employees don't need to be an expert themselves and learn all of the calculations and learn the ins and outs for every circumstance. Instead, they can work with a financial professional on our staff that can put a detailed report together for them in a clear way and help them transition into retirement confidently.
So how did you end up in this line of work, right? Because it's a pretty specific niche, right? Federal employees. Do you have a background? Is your family federal employees? How did you actually end up in this line of work?
My father, Gregory Jameson, he's been in financial services, I want to say 53 years or so. He's still working. He's the president of the company. One of those things, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Growing up, my father, working in finance, I never really understood what he did. And as I got older, I came to realize, the significance of the position that he had. He's working with people. They're saving their entire careers. They're putting this nest egg together, and they're trusting wholeheartly in my father to provide them with a plan that will see them through retirement in a confident way. So it's a very important position that my father had and still has. And I developed more and more respect for what he does. And as I got older, I wanted to have the similar type of respect that he had earned. And, nobody wants to work forever. So retirement planning is a very important step that we need to take and help our clients with, so then they can go through the process in retiring, confidently.
Well, you work with federal employees nationwide, right? So you're located in California, but you work with people across the country. So anyone that comes in to work with federal retirement experts, what can they expect during that process?
So they can expect us to, of course, listen to them and understand where they're coming from. Retirement planning is not a cookie cutter type of process. It's customized to each individual person. And so we want to listen to our clients. We want to understand where they're coming from. And so we can address their needs, in an efficient way and make sure that they feel good about the planning that we've put in place.
Awesome. Well, what do you enjoy most about it?
Working with federal employees is a wonderful thing. We work, like you were saying, across the nation. We're in every state. We help federal employees in every agency. So I work with people from the CDC to the National Institute of Health, to NASA, to NOAA, to the Park Service. It's across the board. So it's great that I'm able to work with people in every type of position, or maybe it's with NASA and working with rocket scientists. So it's a huge variety of people that we do get to interact with. And it's always wonderful to see that across all of the different agencies in the United States, there are all of these people that are working very hard for a goal, for an objective. And it typically is to make the country, make the world a better place, making sure, the oceans are safe, making sure your food is safe, making sure we're safe as a country. We have, great parks to go to. So it's everybody working together, and seeing that from my position is, I think, unique.
Yeah, it is really unique. I didn't really think about the variety of people you'd work with in that position, but to your point, there are so many different agencies that are underneath the government's umbrella that you come in contact with, so that's pretty cool. All right, so that's a little background on the business, and we're going to get into the business a lot more as we move forward here on the show. But I want to talk a little bit about you next, and then we'll get into your clients and kind of what to expect from the show. But for you, just give me one thing. Can be anything. You can. It's free, open for you to take this any direction you want. But just one thing you want people to know about you.
I'm a family man. I have my son. He's 10 years old. I work with my family. I work with my father. I work with my sister. My sister is a significant piece of our company. Gosh, she does so much. She handles all of our training. She really is a quarterback in our company. And so working with my sister and working with my father and also, the staff that we have are handpicked. These are great people. These are great people that have been referred to us, people that we've known for a long time, people that we trust wholeheartedly. So we really love our staff. We treat our staff as a family. We are a family, and we want to have that feel with federal employees when we talk with them. And eventually, as we're helping them through retirement planning, they can become part of our family too.
That's awesome. Well, you're clearly passionate about what you do. So tell me what away from work then. Like, what's a weekend look like? You're not always tied into the federal employee benefits and working with your clients, right? So what do you do away from the office?
Away from the office, my son is into karate, so he's doing a great job with karate and keeping him on track, of course, with school, and his academics is very important to me. But aside from that, we all enjoy the beach. We all enjoy. I enjoy fishing, kayaking. I'm here in California, and I grew up here, so I'm very much involved in the water sports. I've surfed my whole life, and it's a great way to have an outlet and to enjoy nature and be outside. And so I try to do those things as much as possible when I'm not working and not with my son or having family things. But my son is also a great surfer too, so he's. I
was going to ask, is he's already on
doing
the board?
Well. Yep, he's up there. He's doing well, and hopefully this summer coming up we'll upgrade our cameras and get some cool water cameras to play with and get some good photos.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, let's finish out then talking a little bit about the show, what people can expect from federal retirement experts and the clients that you'll be working with. So first thing, what's the goal for the show? What do you hope people will learn by watching?
So I hope federal employees will listen to this and it'll help them understand how their federal employee benefits work for them. It'll hopefully give them the confidence to reach out to us so we can assist you with your planning. We never charge federal employees for our service ever. The retirement report we put together, it's detailed. It's over 20 pages long, and we want to make sure their benefits are clear and transparent. We're always going to be there for them whether they're 10 years away from retirement or if it's tomorrow. We're going to help them through the process. We're going to be there for them, and we're going to coach them along the way until they retire and through retirement.
And then who do you think then would be the ideal, I guess, listener, but also who's the ideal client for? Is it anybody that's a federal employee, or are there some qualifications or specifications that you look for typically?
Federal employees, they have typically minimum requirement as far as their age requirements for retirement. So typically anyone 56, 57 or older are clients that we're very inclined to speak with to help them, because they're right at the brink of retirement within 10 years. So those are the main clients that we really want to help, be there for, because it's such a crucial time for them.
Yeah, I guess so. Even somebody that's not in that retirement mode right now, that's early in their career, can still get value out of watching and start thinking about some of these things and getting prepared and start planning ahead of time. So when it gets to that point where they're ready to dive into it, they'll be a lot more prepared.
Exactly. And having a report, having a plan from contacting us, but also listening through these podcasts, allowing them to understand how their benefits work, I think it will be very beneficial for them.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you being a part of the show. Let me give you some housekeeping items so you can kind of follow along as we move forward with the podcast. First off, federalretirementexperts.com. Make sure you visit that after you watch. You can get a lot more information, all the tools and resources that Gregory has mentioned here today. Also, you can call 727-935-2421. We'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to the show. You can do so on YouTube if you're watching there, or if you're listening to the podcast, wherever you listen, every major podcasting app, you'll find the show there as well. Hit subscribe on that. We'll have more episodes coming soon. Gregory, looking forward to catching up with you and learning more about what you do and how you help federal employees moving forward.
Thank you.
We are an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Federal Retirement Experts is a wholly owned subsidiary of Jameson Financial Solutions. This material has been provided by a licensed insurance professional for information and educational purposes only and is not endorsed or affiliated with the Social Security Administration or any government agency. It is not intended to provide and should not be relied upon for accounting, legal, tax, or investment advice. The information and opinions contained in this program have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed. They are given for informational purposes only and are not a solicitation to buy or sell any of the products mentioned. The information is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation.